Joining me live is social media expert Meg Coffey. Hi there, Meg. Great to see you. So, you heard there from the Global Affairs Officer at Meta, the timing and the content of these changes. To what extent is that to appease Trump?
Oh, so many things to unpack here. Look, it's very much to appease Trump, and I'm fascinated by it because there's just a sense of American exceptionalism in here that is just fascinating to me, and that we are doing all of these things to make the US president happy without any consultation about how it might impact the rest of the world or how the rest of the world uses these platforms. And it's a fascinating change to have woken up to these past couple of days. The optimist in me loves it because I go, yes, we're going to, there's all these people that get things taken down for the wrong reasons. The realist in me goes, this is flexing to Trump.
So are we going to have more free speech because of, less unintended censorship? Or are we going to have more misinformation and disinformation?
We're going to have more misinformation and more disinformation. Let's be honest, because the majority of the things that these fact checkers were catching were the bad things. Yes, everybody has probably come across a post or had a post, especially if you're a social media manager, that's been taken down for the wrong reasons, and you can appeal those. But the majority of the things and what we're talking about is the bad stuff. And the fact that this is now going to be let through creates it's a fascinating time in media in that it shows the importance of media literacy more than ever. What's real, understanding what's real and what isn't, what's AI, what isn't. And it shows the importance of traditional media, traditional journalism more than ever because of the rules and regulations that news and radio and television are forced to follow.
I feel like a dinosaur sometimes. Well, Meta is going towards a community-driven system, which is being used on X and actually has had some good feedback about. So, how reliant are we on media literate users for the success of the system?
Well, that's it. Look, one of my favorite things about Twitter, because it's Twitter to me and will always be Twitter, is the community notes, because it does. Sometimes the community notes, they're just perfect. The things they call out they're wonderful, and you have to laugh and you have to chuckle. But the problem is there is in some of those, you're relying on the world to know what's real. And I think that we are in such a turning point where we don't have the media literacy. It's not being taught in schools. It's not being taught at homes. And we're blurring that line. I mean, it's media literacy has never been more important than it is now. And if we are relying on the community to be the arbiters of that, that makes me scary. I think we need to be educating ourselves.
So what made you laugh about the community notes? Give me an example.
You can't put me on the spot like that. There's been too many to mention. But it's, look, some of them are good where you'll like a tweet and then you'll get a message that says, just FYI, that didn't actually happen the way that it said that it did. But for me, the ones that I love are the ones that call people out. I mean, Elon's had a couple of his own where, he'll tweet something and then the community jumps in and goes, actually, that's not exactly how that happened. And I think it's fantastic. I think community, this is me. I'm always torn between the two. I see the good, I see the bad. I think it's great that we are going to have the community moderators and that we can rely on the public. The problem is I'm not sure that the public is well educated enough in some of these really important topics and are so easily swayed by images and things we see. It used to be that you could go, I saw it with my own eyes. I believe it because I saw it with my own eyes. You can't trust your own eyes anymore.
Now with AI, exactly.
No.
And do you think schools should be teaching media literacy?
Yes, definitely. I think, from the youngest age possible, you need to find a way of just teaching what the truth is and what's real and what isn't. I think if the kids these days as soon as they have access to technology, as soon as they have access to computers, there should be a lesson that goes along with it. There's one of the Norwegian countries, Finland, I think, that's doing it at the moment, that's teaching the young children media literacy at age-appropriate levels as they go throughout school. And I think that it's, just as we learned civics or just as we learned, other certain topics, media literacy is one of the important ones for this century.